So the first thing I was going to talk about is why I decided to do ADIT in the first place. So really it was driven by my existing work portfolio. So I work in practice and I have lots of clients with international aspects. So whether that's people that have come to the UK from overseas jurisdictions, or people in the UK which maybe have business activity overseas. So lots of clients with international tax issues. And so this qualification seemed to make sense as one to sort of broaden my knowledge and understanding. And yes, so it was really about trying to improve my understanding of other tax systems, how they interact with the UK in particular. In terms of studying, obviously, it's always difficult when you're studying and working at the same time, especially if you've got a busy job, and if your home life is busy as well, it can be difficult to fit in time for revision. I think it is very much manageable though if you plan it well. I think LJ was absolutely right in saying that doing a plan at the outset is really helpful. Because it gives you more of a sense of control over what you're doing, and you can monitor as you go through where you've got to against your plan. And I found that made me sort of reassured that I was getting through the materials and the question practice at an appropriate rate. Of course, you don't have to stick to that plan rigidly. You'll have things come up at work, which mean you have to maybe go a bit slower on your plan. And maybe there are other times when you can go faster, but I think it's an iterative process. You keep looking at your plan, reviewing it, updating it as appropriate. But I think having a plan is helpful. I think about when to do the exams. So there's 2 sittings in the year. So I did 2 exams in May and 1 in December, because spring is slightly less busy for me at work than the autumn. So that's something else to consider. The other thing bit of advice and tip I would have is, in my experience, it's quality over quantity is important, because 2 hours of focused revision where you're really concentrating on what you're doing is going to be much more productive than 3 or 4 hours spent when you're distracted, when you're tired. And so I found personally it was easier at the weekends than at night, because after a long day at work, you're often tired at night and your brain's tired, and so you're maybe less productive. Obviously it's different for different people, but I think quality, it's not a competition of how many hours you've spent, it's what you're getting out of that time that matters.